Well, I am back at my neighbor's where I took out the pool as well as cleared the back area, and they finally decided that they want to put a small carport back here, about a 25 by 25 for 2 of their cars. And then over here on this side, taking out all of this. It's a bunch of just evergreens and this nice tree they like, but unfortunately it's infested with a bug, so you're standing under it, you get a bunch of bug excrement all over you. And then under the tree there's an old little pond that used to be here that the previous homeowners had made and then put a patio in over top of it with some loose fieldstone. So I'm going to try to pull this fieldstone out, pile it up, save it for them, and then this whole thing's just getting cleared out so that we can lay out a new little pool here for them. Something that's a bit smaller than what they had before, but gives them something to use during the summer. But anyways, I'm going to start by taking down these trees, and then we'll go through and scrape all the material out and load it out piece by piece. Alright, I separated out the fieldstone top Probably should have brought the sorting bucket over, but issue is most of this stuff will just go right through it because it's too thin. Although these bricks, I think, will be okay. I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up because all this is just going to go back to my house in a big pile, and I'm going to have to sort through it anyway. So I'll probably just sort what I can, pulling out these big clumps in here because, as I mentioned before, there was a pond here, and I imagine since it's built up, they effectively built the whole thing with brick and mortar and stone. So this whole thing's just going to be a mess of material. Very cool, cleaned up pretty nice, and now I'm just going to have to export this dirt. But I think what my plan is going to be is to bring the sifting bucket over and start sifting it out and leaving a decent pile of fill here, because depending on where they want to put the pool over this side, there's enough pitch change that I'm definitely going to need some more material beyond just the sand base, just because we have a pitch going out like this. So if they have the pool more, if we end up placing the pool more out here, I'll need a couple inches of fill just to bring up the other side here. So my plan will be to sift it and leave a pile of pretty clean material right where the machine is, and the rest of it I'll just bring over to my place. probably saw, we got a little turkey inspector over there. Got pretty much everything cleaned up here. It's just what's left underneath these trees and bushes here that needs to get scraped out. Sifted through all of it, and this will make a pretty good, you know, subsoil base because it's got all of this angular decorative stone in it, along with a bunch of other pea gravel. So it's very, very rocky, and not a lot of clay or anything like that in there, too many organics, so it'd be nice to use to base up around anywhere we got to lift. So once we figure out where the pool's going, we can spread out this material as needed and then export what we don't need. And then we can grab these trees out of here. Basically right now, of course, it's Saturday, so nobody's open. Can't take anything out or in other than to my house. So right now I'm going to bring out that last load of rock there. And then it's just a matter of getting the pool base in and cleaning stuff up. Wow, the backyard back here looks really good. There's of course some bare spots, but he doesn't have any irrigation back here. And of course with all the tree cover back here, there's going to be weaker spots in the back, but this whole main area is still holding up pretty well. It's just a leach field area here that doesn't like to take grass. And I also put the extra effort into patting down the pile because we're supposed to get another ½ inch of rain today, and who knows how much more the next few days because it's just been raining nonstop. So patting the pile down helps the water run off of it rather than go into it. All right, so for the moment I'm just putting all of that junk material into this pile here. Unfortunately it's just a mix of bricks and rock and mortar and, you know, some fabric. Unfortunately, no one really takes that, and for me to sort through all of it and just get the brick and the rock separate is really tough to begin with, on top of the fact that almost every rock in these piles has mortar on it. So there's nothing really good in these piles to salvage. It's mostly just a backfill, or, you know, slam it down for maybe like a road, a really low road base or something. Okay, that gets that consolidated and cleaned up for now. It's not a great looking pile, but I guess I'll do something with it at some point. Alright, got the whole subgrade base in for the pool pad here. Maybe, as you can tell, it's been lifted quite a bit. It's about a 12 to 14 inch lift on this end, and then it just fans back up into the hill. But this material packs really well. Just using the excavator with a loaded bucket and extending it out over the side, I get pretty good compaction on this stuff. And it is definitely better compaction than I'd get with my smaller compactor. That thing just doesn't have enough weight or pressure per square inch, so it would have had to been in like 1 or 2 inch lifts. So next steps is tossing down some fabric and putting some sand in, but ran out of time today, so I will do that tomorrow. Alrighty, that thing is all within about plus or minus a quarter inch of each other. So it is ready for a pool to go on it, but we are supposed to get a bunch of rain again in about 2 days. So I'm gonna finish cleaning up the rest of the material over there, and then I'm gonna cover this with some fabric just because it'll help keep it from washing. Well, I got all the excess material out of here, about 2 trailer loads. And then I just rolled the fabric back out reverse over the pad here, so when we get another inch of rain in a couple days, it won't disturb it too badly. So this will probably be the last video I shoot in the back here for a while, because the plan is there is a concrete company that is going to be installing like a 25 by 25 pad here for the little carport. And then he wants to get his pool installed. I believe he's doing that on his own. And then once all of that is done, I'm likely going to be back to do grading work around both those items. Until they're installed, I don't know their heights, so I can't really grade up to them, but I know for sure, talking with the homeowner and everything, down here, since it all had to get cut out from all that material, we'll definitely need some amount of loam to fill in and reseed and match up to wherever the concrete pad lays. And then around the pool, and in between the pool and the concrete pad, we'll have to figure out what they want to do there, because it's going to be a nice little valley between the two if nothing else is done. By the way, this worked out pretty well, and I'll actually be back prior to doing any of that final grading stuff to redo their front walkway in about a month, and we can see how it's looking then. All right, let's go dump this out and move on to the next job.